Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Yonhap News Agency reports that South Korea's state-run think tank, the Korea Development Institute, KDI, has issued a heightened warning regarding increasing downside risks to the nation's economy. The prolonged conflict in the Middle East is cited as the primary cause, driving up global oil prices and exacerbating supply chain disruptions. These factors are expected to have broad negative impacts on domestic prices, consumption, and exports. The KDI noted in its monthly economic assessment that while the economy had shown a gradual recovery and exports, especially semiconductors, maintained strong growth, the escalating geopolitical crisis threatens this progress. Rising oil prices could specifically dampen consumption, while broader supply disruptions and weakening external demand due to the crisis might hinder export performance. Furthermore, facility investment may face constraints, and construction investment could be negatively affected by rising costs. Consumer prices in March rose by 2.2%. largely due to petroleum price spikes, and the KDI cautioned that inflationary pressure could intensify as the Middle East conflict's effects spread. According to Thai Sounds, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has warned that the global economy faces a period of high prices and low growth, even if the ongoing Iran war were to end swiftly. IMF Chair Kristalina Georgiev stated on Monday, April 6, that the disruption to energy exports resulting from Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz will inevitably lead to soaring prices worldwide and a downward revision of global economic growth forecasts. Georgieva highlighted that the global geopolitical tensions, technological advancements, climate change, and demographic shifts are contributing to a more unstable world. The IMF's prior projection for global economic growth stood at 3.3% for the current year and 3.2% for the next, but these figures are now set to be lowered, with new estimates expected on April 14th. The war currently impacts approximately 13% of global energy supply, with poorer nations lacking energy reserves being the most severely affected, some already seeking IMF loan assistance. Furthermore, the conflict has damaged 72 energy facilities, with a third suffering severe harm, underscoring the long-term negative impacts even if fighting ceases today. NTD News reports that the head of Taiwan's opposition Kuomintang KMT party has embarked on a rare peace mission to Beijing, a visit primarily aimed at de-escalating cross-strait tensions. A meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping is a possible outcome of this trip. This initiative comes at a critical time as Taiwan faces increasing military pressure from China and experiences deepening internal political divisions regarding defense spending and its relationship with Beijing. Concurrently, the Wall Street Journal reports that China has imposed an unusually long 40-day restriction on a significant stretch of offshore airspace in parts of the Yellow Sea and East China Sea. Experts suggest this unexplained restriction could indicate heightened military activity or serve as a strategic signal from Beijing in the region. 联合早报 reports that, according to 4 diplomats familiar with the negotiations, former U.S. President Trump's peace committee has demanded Hamas finalize a demilitarization agreement for the Gaza Strip by the end of this week. Representatives from the Peace Committee and Hamas are expected to meet in Cairo on Tuesday, April 7th, to work towards this goal, although the deadline remains subject to change. An internal Israeli Peace Committee document, obtained by the New York Times, outlines that a demilitarized Gaza would lead to Israel's withdrawal from most or all of the territory, the lifting of long-standing restrictions on essential goods entering Gaza, amnesty for militants, and temporary housing. However, Hamas has rejected the demilitarization plan, with military spokesperson Obeida stating that giving up weapons is akin to surrender. He also insisted that Israel must fulfill its obligations under the October 2025 Gaza ceasefire agreement, particularly regarding the delivery of humanitarian aid and commercial goods, before discussing the disarmament issue. The Peace Committee has reportedly assured Hamas that it will press Israel to honor these ceasefire commitments, having previously urged Israel to allow at least 600 trucks into Gaza by April 6. According to Tetba Thai Sounds, Samsung Electronics announced a record-breaking first quarter, with operating profit exceeding TWD 1.2 trillion, marking an astonishing 755.01% increase compared to the same period last year. Revenue also saw a significant jump of 68.06% to TWD 2.8 trillion. These results significantly surpassed market expectations, which had estimated an average operating profit of only TWD 40 billion. The strong performance is largely attributed to the global artificial intelligence (AI) boom, which has fueled an intense demand for memory chips. High-bandwidth memory and other high-value products, along with rising prices for DRAM and NAND flash, have been key drivers. The company's semiconductor design and foundry divisions also contributed to the overall profit rebound. Despite increasing geopolitical uncertainties in the Middle East, the market generally anticipates that Samsung's stable growth trend will continue into the second half of the year. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.